Hi everyone, it's Darren Fraser here. Today I want to walk you through some new functionality that we've just released for Insight and providing the ability for users to be able to manage new Insight solutions from within AVEVA Connect. So as you can see here, I've gone to the AVEVA Connect homepage, and the first thing I'm going to do is sign in. Your existing Insight credentials will work here. So if you already have an Insight account, you will be able to go and log in to AVEVA Connect using those same credentials. So in my case, I'll put my email address in and then sign in. Now, when I do that, it gives me a list of accounts that I have access to. And you can see that I have a number of corporate accounts here that have been set up that I have access to. I also have this one, which is what's called a My Work account. My Work account is typically where Insight demos and things like that would be set up. It's something that's personal to me. I'm the only one that's got access to that at the moment. And so all of this functionality, whether you're in a corporate account or in a My Work account, will work just as we expect. So in my case, I'm going to log into my Work account. It's where I have the right permissions, but in the same way, if you're a Connect administrator for any of these different types of accounts or for these different accounts, you should be able to log into those ones as well and follow the same process. So in my case, I'll log into my Work account and I'll get taken to the Connect homepage. Now, on the Connect homepage, that will tell me what solutions and what applications I already have configured. So in my case, you'll see I have a folder here called Test Solution Darren, and in that folder is the Insight application. So I would, from here, be able to run my Insight solution that's called Test Solution Darren. But what we want to do is actually set up a brand new Insight solution using the new capabilities of our solution management in Connect. So what I can do, again, because I'm a Connect administrator, I can go directly into what we call a services catalog. Now, this will provide a list of all of the different AVEVA services that you've been given access to. Insight is what we call general availability, which means it's there and available for all of our customers. So if you don't see the option here for Insight that says subscribed, you'll be able to click on that and click the option to subscribe to that service. Now, what that does is it just makes it available in your Connect account. It doesn't turn it on, it doesn't start consuming costs or anything like that. It simply makes it available. Now, once I've done that, you can see in my case that's already done. I can go to folder management. Now in Connect, folder management is analogous to an Insight solution. So what I can actually do is say, I want to create a new solution. So I say add folder. Now I can give that a name. I'm based in Australia, so I'm going to call that my Australia solution. This is where I'm going to capture all of the information about Australia. I can choose an image, I can upload one of my own, or I can pick one from the ones that we provide. Let's say I'm Australian, I must enjoy beer. So we'll pick that one and save that. And so that will create a folder within Connect that allows us to then choose what services we want to enable. So you can see because I've enabled this service in my account, I can now turn it on. And so all I need to do is say, turn this on. Now, this is essentially the same thing as me going and creating a solution within Insight directly, and we'll touch on that in a few minutes. This will go and actually provision a new Insight solution and have it all ready for me to go. You'll see it only takes 10 or 15 seconds. But once that service is switched on, it will tell me that it's complete and give me some advice on what the next steps are. Okay, so that's now enabled. The very next thing here is that I need to go and assign user roles. You would have seen in an earlier video that I created, it's also available on YouTube, that walks through how user management works in Connect. But we'll do that again here very quickly just so you can see how easy it is. So I'm going to acknowledge that message and simply click here and say Manage Roles. That will take me to the user roles page. So what I'm going to do is say I want to assign a role. I'm going to do it for myself at this point in time and say for the service Insight in the folder Australia, I want to give myself administrator rights for Insight. And that's it. It's very, very simple. If I want to assign or invite somebody else as a user, I could add their user account there, choose the locations that they have access to, and then hit the save button, and that will then give them an invite or access into the solution. All of that's been covered in the earlier video that I did around user management. Now that I've been added as an administrator, what we'll see is when I go back to the home page, okay, it's not there right now, but if I simply refresh the page, you'll see that my new solution here called Australia, my new folder called Australia is here, and the Insight service is available. So from there, what I'm going to do is say I want to run that tile, and that's going to load up Insight for me. And that will just simply open a new tab in my browser and actually fire up Insight with my user account or credentials that I logged in to connect with, and open up Insight for me ready to go. And as you can see, it's set it up. We're set up in the normal way with Insight with a 45-day free trial. And I'm here and ready to now configure my Insight solution in the way that I normally would. So no real difference there anymore. You'll see here when I look up that my solution name, you saw in the tooltip there, but if I open up my profile, you'll see that the solution name is called Australia, and the account where it's been created, in this case, is my work account. Now, we certainly recommend that you create that in your corporate account. So if you don't have access to create it in your corporate account, please talk to your corporate account Connect administrator and have them set up Insight for you. And what that means is that everything will be within your single Connect account and can be managed centrally with all user access and all of those capabilities that are required by your Connect administrator. So we typically recommend setting that up through Connect in your Connect account. Now, as we said, this is now in my Connect account. It's there and it's available. But there's now additional things that we're able to do. So if I switch back to my Connect folder here, just opening up that tab, let's say I don't want to call this Australia anymore. I realize that I've named it wrong, and I'm actually going to have a separate solution for each state in Australia. So I really want to call it New South Wales instead. So what I can do is go back into folder management. I can go to my folder called Australia and edit that folder. And I can rename it to New South Wales. Save that folder. The folder is now called New South Wales. When I go to the home page of Connect, that folder is now called New South Wales. And when I go back into Insight, what you'll see, if I just refresh that page, right, is we should be able to see that you'll notice that it still says Australia there, but when I go say switch solution, for example, the solution name here will now be called New South Wales. Now, the name has been reflected immediately. However, in that one place in the product, so here and in the my profile page, so your profile page here, it can take up to 24 hours for that change to reflect through. So if you're not sure if it's changed, have a look at the switch solution page. That will tell you the current name of that solution. We're hoping to work on bringing that through a lot more quickly in the future. Now, the only other thing is often people are used to creating solutions directly from within Insight, and you can still do that. So if I go into here, you'll recognize the pattern that we've done in the past. So I can say switch solution, and on that switch solution dialog, there's a create new solution button right here. Now, if I create that, we have subtly modified this workflow, really because we want you to create solutions within your Connect account directly. Now, the reason for that is when you want to start using multiple applications from AVEVA, it's much easier to do that if they're all in the same Connect account. If you create your Insight solution in a My Work account and then want to start using that with other Connect applications, we'll need to migrate that for you from your My Work account into your corporate account. You'll need to reconfigure your security to make sure that matches the Connect account that it now lives in, which is extra work that we can avoid by setting it up correctly in your Connect account your Connect corporate account right from the start. And so when we now click Create New Solution, what you'll see is this page comes up that helps you understand where can you create these solutions. So what it will tell me in these cases is that I can create my account in an AVEVA Connect corporate account. And I have these two options. So I can either create it in an account called AVEVA Sandbox 15 or Delivery Services APM BU. These are two accounts where I have a Connect administrator permissions in that Connect account. So I can simply click Open AVEVA Connect. It will log me into or allow me to log into that Connect account and open up the folder management page where I can now set up that new Insight solution exactly as we did before, by creating a folder, enabling the service, setting the user role. So very, very simple to do. And I can do it exactly the same way. And this is our recommended approach. As I said, for those reasons that I explained before, it gets it in the right place to begin with, so you don't have to consider moving it later. But if you don't have access to a Connect corporate account where you're a Connect administrator, because they're the permissions that you need, you can continue to create your Insight solution inside your My Work account. Right? Exactly the same way that you've been doing that in Insight before. So, and that's where you can follow this path. So if I was to collect or to click on create in my work account, that would then take me through the workflow. What would you like to call a solution? And then go and create that solution for me in the same way as what you used to today. So, but as I said, we certainly recommend going through the corporate account stage instead. So really designed to be very simple. As I said, linking it into what we've been able to do more broadly with Connect so that you can now manage all of your applications, including Insight, through the Connect portal, both from a user management perspective, as we released 2 or 3 weeks ago, as well as for your solution management for Insight. You can also now create that directly within AVEVA Connect as well. If you have any questions, feel free to contact our team, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you work through any of your questions or challenges around it. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.